Hey guys, welcome back to the Caveman Combine podcast. If you have been following us, you know that we have actually been taking a break into the holiday season. And then, as you know, this is not our full-time gig. We have day jobs. And so as those have been busy, it's given us some time to actually step back and reflect on what God has done throughout the years. And when the Caveman Combine started, it really just started as a bunch of guys getting together, see if we could go suffer together in a competitive weekend. And it was just an event. And as you know, it has grown into a lot more than that. And so we take the holiday season to kind of pause and reevaluate and see where God is leading us. And we feel as a collective that he is calling us into deeper community with him. And so we are going to implement a number of changes, hopefully, that will help us integrate where we feel the heart of God calling us into. And so excited to share all those updates with you here now. And let's get into it. After the weekend, the Combine weekend, if you're anything like us, you come in and it is just balls to the wall, fun, and when you're done, you are exhausted. And but you come off of this just incredible high of this experience. And what we want to do is allow the weekend to be an incubator for community. And not just a flash of emotion that kind of hits a guy and gets him all ramped up for a little moment during the year, but something that continues with him throughout the rest of the year. And one of the feedback that we've gotten over the years, and I would say more prolifically than we've ever received before, was please, 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 can you do a team combine? And what they mean by that, if you don't know, or if you're watching this and you don't even know what the Combine is, it is a men's event for men all around the country to come for tests of strength and intellect and downright manliness, all to call men out of their carefully crafted caves of comfort back into the glory that God has won for us. And so generally how that works is you show up for a weekend and then you go through a short combine, a little test of agility, strength, and some other fun challenges in there, and then you get drafted into a team. This time, however, for the Combine of 2026, we are going to be doing a team combine, which means that you come with your team. So right now, our team captains have already been selected, and they have or are currently selecting their team. I know of at least 3 teams that are fully formed thus far. Now, let me just say something about the team captains. The guys that we choose are not random. We specifically look for 1, they've got to be alumni, and 2, they've got to have a heart to lead other men, not just in the realm of competition, but in the realm of the heart. And so these men that we choose are men where we look at their character and we look at the character of the men around them. And after getting the feedback from those that have watched their lives, know their marriages, know how they're raising their kids, we choose these team captains to help facilitate community during the weekend and outside the weekend. And so our desire is that these teams would be really community groups that would consist all throughout the year getting together for Bible studies, book studies, getting together to actually compete and challenge one another, all for the goal of honing in on the 4 masculine traits that we see throughout Scripture that we talk about at the Combine, and that is to resist passivity, to accept responsibility, to lead courageously, and invest eternally. And so those are the attributes that we see in these team captains this year. The team captains are Micah Harriman, Ethan Durham. We have Nick Solomoni, Jared Holmes, Noah Bowling, and Garen Palmer. And so kudos to those guys who are building up their teams right now. What this does mean for you, if you're signing up for the Combine and you're not quite sure if you're on one of those teams, doesn't mean that you're not in, just means that you may be put on a waiting list. Right now, we're in this unique season where we're not quite sure if we have the capacity to do two. And the Combine community was really asking for more intentional community. And so we're making this shift. The goal is for this to be a step forward so that next year we can actually do two Combines, keeping the onboarding Combine of the draft, which is where you show up and are drafted into a team, and the community building Combine where you come with your team. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, maybe I didn't do a good job explaining it. But no, if it doesn't, you can always go to cavemancombine.com. All the details are there. Hopefully it'll do a better job explaining it. All right, moving on. Brings us to the website. Go to cavemancombine.com to register. Registration is now open. If you are on one of those teams and you've been reached out by one of those team captains, go ahead and register. Secure your spot. If you don't, it may be taken by someone else. So make sure you secure it. All right. So now we're moving on to the tribesmen. Now the tribesmen, as you know, are the backbone to the entire weekend. Does not happen without our tribesmen. And who are they? They're the crazy guys who decide to pay to work the entire weekend. It's nuts, but they do. Every single time they come out, they pay, and they stand there in the rain, in the sleet, and with the guys, taking all the scores, reffing all the competitions, getting yelled at when things don't go their way. They are the boots on the ground. And if you feel like you could be one of these guys, you want to get a look into what looks like behind the scenes for the Combine, by all means, sign up as a tribesman. Come and join us for the 2026 Caveman Combine. That's May 16th through the 15th, May 15th through the 17th. So 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's going to be a blast. I think we already have about 10 tribesmen signed up, and there's about 20 spots. So again, if you don't get one of those spots, you'll be put on a waiting list. But really appreciate all of our tribesmen in the past who have been so loyal to come out year over year. They're a huge asset. Cannot do it without them. So if you'd like to be a tribesman and come see Caveman from behind the scenes, check it out. If you've been an alumni, you've gone through the Combine, and you want to take a year off and see what it looks like from behind the scenes, we'd love to have you. All right, this brings us on to the documentary. Tyler Byrne came on the Combine this past year, and you guys would probably recognize him from the podcast that we did with him, where he introed kind of the highlight reel, which really became What is the Combine? And it showed a really great overview of all the competitions, the sweat, the blood, and the tears that go into the weekend. He did an incredible job, and the video turned out great. Well, unbeknownst to us and the leadership at Caveman, he had something in his back pocket. He was working on really the story behind the Combine, the why. Why do we do this? God gave him the soundness of mind to actually pull all the leaders aside, and we were dead exhausted at the tail end of last year's Combine, and ask us why. How did this thing get started? And honestly, I forgot about it until he dropped it on me about 2 weeks ago. And let me tell you, I freaking love it. He did a great job. Honestly, he did an incredible job just capturing the heartbeat of what God has been forming inside the hearts of men in this community, and the ripple effects that it's already having. So if you haven't, check out the Caveman Combine story. It's on our YouTube page. It's on our website. You got to check it out. And if you could, send some love over to Tyler Byrne at Burnco. He would be very much appreciative, and we're appreciative of you, brother. All right, and now over to the website. Caveman website is now up and live. We have had a first iteration website now get a totally revamp. It's got a brand new look to it. It gives us a pretty good overview of how to register, how to get involved, what is the Combine, why are we doing it, and how do you continue in the brotherhood after the Combine. So go to the website, check it out, and this on the website, word sandwich there, word salad. On the website, you're going to see a calendar with upcoming events. So you can go there to check out what we have coming up, and we'd love to get your feedback on it. As far as announcements goes, this next one I'm really excited about, and this is the weekly Bible study. Starting March 6th, we are going to do a weekly Bible study, and that is going to be from 7 to 8 a.m. every Friday, okay? If you are not involved in a Bible study, this is a great place to start. Every single alumni, be engaged in a Bible study. Doesn't have to be this one, but if you're not currently in one or you want to add to your week, every Friday morning, 7 o'clock, check out the Zoom link. It's going to be on our weekly email. It'll be posted on the notes on this video below. Would love to have you. Would love to see you there. Awesome. Well, this next one I'm really excited about, and this is the 300. So if you go to our website and you go to the give page, you're going to learn about the 300. And that is the men who have believed in the Combine so much that they want to shoulder the burden, specifically for those that don't necessarily have the capacity to come to the Combine financially, or they want to see the Combine grow. Right now, we only have the capacity to do one a year, and they want to see this explode into something more. We are a 501c3, and so all giving is tax deductible. But the reason we're doing this, and you know it, is for one end goal, and we want to see men come out of passivity to reclaim what God has won for them. So if you believe in that mission, head on over to the give page at cavemancombine.com. Learn more about it. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. And guys, that's about it for all of our announcements. I want to say I appreciate every single one of you guys that have taken the time to pour into the Combine over the years, whether it's showing up and competing, showing up and helping out as a tribesman, or just tuning in to the podcast. We want to continue to tell you to resist passivity, to lead courageously, to accept responsibility, and to invest eternally. You do those 4 things, and you will hear the well done, good and faithful servant. Through discomfort and into glory. Can't wait to see you guys at the next Combine 2026. See you guys there. And for all you guys that have stuck around through the entire thing to the end, we got a treat for you. We got the documentary looped on the back of this podcast. So all you got to do is keep it rolling and head into the documentary. You're going to enjoy it.
Skill sets don't make you a man. Character does. And the Caveman Combine exists to remind every man that God made you to reflect his image, and that's in his character.
So the Caveman Combine is kind of multifaceted to me. Number one, it started 16 years ago with a group of men in Statesboro, Georgia, in college. We met, and somehow, by God's sovereign grace, because we didn't know how to do community, right? But God graciously encouraged us and taught us how to long suffer together, and he kept us together. Many times it could have broke apart, it could have dispersed, it could have not continued, but God was doing something there, right? Even we didn't know it, right? We didn't have any idea about it, but he was doing something.
And it was birthed out of a bond of brotherhood that God forged of guys with totally different backgrounds, totally different positions in life, and yet we all had a desire. We wanted to know God.
What does it look like to do something for guys who are older and out of college and no longer playing team sports or part of anything? And we came up with this idea, so to just have a weekend of competition where we compete in different games, because that's what we do every time we get together.
As a caveman, the Combine is a fantastic opportunity to embrace deliberate discomfort. It's a great way to get out of your comfort zone and to push yourself.
It just kind of birthed into this one year. We're like, hey, why don't we always compete? We always get together. Why don't we put on an event, right? We can find 24 guys to get together and do fun stuff. Like, let's do it. Let's go suffer together, like, normal people do. They want to get together and go suffer, right? So we throw that event, and we loved it.
We looked back and we just saw, man, God has formed something here that not every man has. How do we do this? What does that look like? And we realized, man, one of the best ways to get to know another brother is through suffering together.
Is we have 5 pillars of competition. The first one is a combine. And when guys come in, they'll go through different strengths of a rep test and agility shuffle and grip strength and shot put throw, how many pull-ups you can do. They do this to kind of get this cumulative score that will allow them to be drafted by captains. The captains, we choose them before. And so after we get through a combine, we go to a captain's draft. After the draft, we announce the teams, and they go into what we call the brotherhood of adversity. And one of the things we want to do with the teams is we want them to suffer together. Ask them what team color they are. So we go in 3 different relays. We go through a push-up relay, waterboarding relay, and we also do hammer and a nail, trying to drive it in relay. Once we get through with that, we then go and do yard games. This is a time for men to get to know each other, to connect with each other, to spend some relational time together. And so once we get done with yard games, that ends pillar 1. So after pillar 1, each team will have a score that determines who's first and last. The team that has the most points gets 6 points all the way down to 1. And that goes into team sports. Team sports is we play kickball, we play volleyball, we play ultimate frisbee. They play 15 rounds of sports, and so after that we will have a total score, and those guys will have between whoever's the best gets 6 points all the way down to 1. Pillar 3 is when we go into marksmanship. This is where we go through the progression of warfare. They start out stone throwing, they go to knife throwing, axe throwing, bow and arrow, spear throwing. They do shotgun, they do pistols, they do AR-15. We even put a little bit of paintball slide, slip and slide in there. So they have a lot of fun with that. After pillar 2, we go into pillar 3, which is, I would say, most of our favorites. It's personally my favorite, but that's warrior games. Go into the pit at night, and this is where we face off a mano a mano. First thing we do is pugil sticks, which is very similar to American gladiator jousting. The next one we do is ring of fire. This is where 2 men get in the ring, they grab a tire, and it's who can get the other one out. And then the last thing we do is tug of war. So we'll split the team up, and they'll do a round robin tournament to find the ultimate 4-man team winner in tug of war. And this all goes to the last pillar, which is Sunday morning, and that's the obstacle course run. so when we do the obstacle course run, it's grueling. It's probably a 5K through mountain terrain, different things we do to challenge them. But that's the 5 pillars of competition that we do to find out who is the Caveman champion.
So back in 2007, me and my dad, we wanted to buy property. And we were doing it because, we wanted to live off the land. We wanted to get out in nature. And we had it in North Georgia down to about 3 different plots. And we'd come to this one and we prayed over it. And my dad had said, this is the one that we're supposed to buy. And so he's been always saying, like, God has a purpose for this land. God has a purpose for this land. And we never really knew what that purpose was. But as we have continued on and pressed into many years, I now look back on it and I'm like, I think this could be that purpose, right? That God has always had a plan for Caveman Combine and what he wanted to do in the hearts and lives of men out on that farm. My dad might have different opinion when he sees the yard when he comes home, but if he can see the hearts and minds that were changed, I think he'll love what happens.
What we long for in every man, and as the caveman is a vehicle for, is that God would move in their heart to make them realize I was made for more than myself and more for the world around me, and I have to have that in a brotherhood. And in that brotherhood, God uses the sanctifying journey to lead us into glory so that we can see Jesus face to face.
I think there's so many things that you learn by not only attending it, but also serving at it, and then just the brotherhood that it's forming that you can't find anywhere else.
I've taken on roles as a tribesman, in service the last 3 years, and that area continues to grow, and the people that are involved continue to be blessed through and through with it.
We just see in our society and culture that there's a lack of men who are really stepping up to be the man that God has called them to be, to be one to reject passivity, who accept responsibility, who lead courageously, who invest eternally.
And so we want to encourage men. We know it's uncomfortable. That's the point. We know it's difficult. We know it's hard. That is the point, right? Put yourself through that, and I promise you, you'll become a better man.
Suffering isn't the end goal. Suffering is a means to the end goal, which is unity.
And one of the things that I will say is our identity is not found in our performance. Our identity is found in Christ. And sometimes it takes competition to bring that out. But the thing that I want guys to know is that when they compete, they don't compete for Christ, they compete with Christ.
Our heart behind this and the heart that I experienced from God in preparing this is He loves us. He loves us so much. And His desire is that we would embrace what He has already fought so valiantly toward for us. It is a joy to serve alongside the men who come out and lay all of their life aside so that other men would have a free access to the throne of God. I just consider it an honor to be a part of this.